What would you do if the woman who offered you shelter turned out to be the very reason you're being hunted by something inhuman? Bring Her Back takes us into a home that feels more like a trap, where grief, guilt, and dark rituals merge into a terrifying truth. This isn't just another horror flick. This is a descent into the twisted love of a mother desperate to bring her dead daughter back at any cost. The film opens with a disturbing scene. Andy frantically searches for something in the house. Behind him, a young boy quietly slices fruit with a knife. But then, horrifyingly, he begins to eat the knife itself along with the fruit, injuring his mouth as blood pours from his lips. Andy panics, pulls the knife out of the boy's mouth, and attempts to rush him to the hospital. But as they approach the door, something stops them, a strange white circle drawn on the ground. The boy physically can't cross it. His body convulses violently, as though something inside him is resisting. Andy watches in sheer terror. Then the screen fades to 1 week earlier. Andy's father has just died mysteriously while taking a shower, plunging Andy and his sister Piper into grief. The siblings, both nearly blind, are adopted by Laura, a seemingly kind woman already raising a mute boy named Oliver. But Laura's house hides dark secrets. Laura's own daughter, who was blind like Piper, had drowned years ago in the very pool at the back of the house. Andy begins to sense that something is off, especially when Laura introduces them to her dead, preserved dog. Things only grow stranger when they see Oliver in the empty pool, crushing a cat so violently it screams in pain. Oliver slowly turns and locks eyes with Andy, his stare cold, unnatural. Laura lies about Oliver's appearance, describing him as a sweet, curly-haired boy. But in reality, he looks unsettlingly different. She begins taking strange measurements of the children, which Andy finds deeply odd. He grows increasingly disturbed when she invades his privacy, reads his phone messages, and refuses to respect his boundaries. At night, Laura shows Oliver a ritualistic video, whispering incantations as if preparing him for something unnatural. And he starts noticing unusual things, like waking up in a soaked bed, even though he's never had such issues. He avoids the shower, haunted by flashbacks of his father's death, and instead bathes outdoors, where he once again spots Oliver, this time eating a fly. Then we loop back to the film's opening scene. Andy offers Oliver fruit, but Oliver begins devouring the knife instead. His mouth is again bloodied. Andy drags him outside toward help, but Oliver violently reacts when crossing the mysterious white circle. Laura appears, furious. She scolds Andy, saying he nearly ruined everything. Down in the basement, she performs a ritual using a blood-covered knife and plays the same haunting video again. She draws symbols on Oliver's head and even places a lock of Andy's father's hair, cut during the funeral, into Oliver's mouth. Black magic is clearly involved. Meanwhile, Andy struggles with trauma. When he ends up in the hospital, Laura visits him with perfume, asking him to wear it to feel refreshed. But Andy senses danger. He warns her never to let Piper out in the rain, haunted by a strange premonition. Laura ignores him. She takes Piper out in the rain, playing and dancing. She then tries to manipulate Piper emotionally, offering her dead daughter's clothes and asking, "Do you want to stay with me forever? Call me mother." But Piper insists she wants to stay with Andy. Laura hides her anger behind a sweet smile. Later, Laura brings Piper into a hidden room and has her touch a corpse kept in a freezer, her daughter's body, preserved like the dog. Meanwhile, Andy returns home and finds muddy shoes, proof Piper was out in the rain. His suspicions grow. One night, Andy notices something shocking, horns growing from Oliver's head. He tries to record it, but Laura catches him. When Piper's eyes mysteriously bruise the next morning, she wrongly accuses Andy, guided by the scent of the perfume Laura had worn, which matched Andy's. Now Laura whispers to Piper that Andy is becoming just like their abusive father, and she must stay with her instead. Andy, watching from the window, sees Oliver bathing, and realizes Oliver has turned into a full-blown demon. Andy rushes to the councilwoman who granted Laura custody, showing her a photo of a missing boy who looks exactly like Oliver. He convinces her to visit the house. But back home, Oliver goes on a violent rampage, devouring food like a wild animal and even attacking Laura. She locks herself in a room and uses spells to regain control. When Andy returns with the councilwoman, Laura pretends everything is normal. But downstairs, Andy discovers Oliver eating the raw flesh of a dead child. He screams. The councilwoman rushes to see it and finally believes him. But before they can escape, Laura runs them over with her car. The councilwoman dies instantly. Andy survives, but Laura tries to drown him in a puddle. Meanwhile, Piper wakes up and starts looking for Andy. She encounters Oliver, but quickly realizes that something's wrong. Laura catches her and drags her away, forcing her toward the pool. Piper manages to escape to the washroom, where she touches a body on the floor. It's Andy. Recognizing him by his braces, she realizes the horrifying truth. Laura admits everything. She made a deal with a demon to bring back her daughter in exchange for an innocent soul, Piper's. As Laura tries to drown Piper in the rain-filled pool, Piper begs, "Please, Mom, let me go." That single word, "Mom," breaks Laura's spell. Her maternal instincts awaken. She saves Piper, wraps her in a sweater, but it's too late. Oliver, now fully possessed, charges at Piper. She fights back, kicks him, and he collapses. As he stumbles outside the house, he crosses the white circle and miraculously turns back to normal. The curse is broken. Piper flees and flags down a passing car. Police arrive, rescuing both her and Oliver. In the post-credits scene, Laura is seen walking into the pool with her daughter's corpse. She drowns herself, accepting that her daughter is never coming back. The end.